Imagine a young man living during the Civil War, knowing that his life could change with the signature of one man, President Abraham Lincoln. While we may not hear Lincoln's voice, we still have his words. Many of those words are buried deep in attics and boxes, waiting to be revived and to continue through generations. The Papers of Abraham Lincoln, a great honor and a great privilege.
Hello, my name is Daniel Stoll. I'm the director of the Papers of Abraham Lincoln. Our project is dedicated to locating, transcribing, proofing, annotating, and publishing all documents written by or to Abraham Lincoln during his entire lifetime. Our mission is to make the words of Abraham Lincoln accessible and understandable to a worldwide audience of students, teachers, genealogists, scholars, and lifelong learners.
To create high-quality color images of historical documents, along with authoritative transcriptions and annotations, the Papers of Abraham Lincoln takes each document through a meticulous series of steps. Project editors have already traveled to hundreds of repositories and private collections to locate Lincoln documents. A team of editors are currently conducting an exhaustive search for documents at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. One such document was discovered by the project in 2004, a letter written by Abraham Lincoln addressed to whom it may concern. The letter concerns the fate of a soldier in the Union Army by the name of William Henry Craft. The staff member assigns the document a unique identifying number and creates a record for the document in PubMan, the project's online database, which can be accessed by staff members from multiple locations simultaneously. Currently, the database holds more than 85,000 documents, a number that grows each week. A staff member produces a color scan of each page of the letter, identifies each image using metadata, while each image is saved as an uncompressed TIFF, typically ranging in size from 80 to 120 megabytes per image. The project currently has more than 30 terabytes of archival TIFF images. Once the document is scanned and processed, staff members begin the careful process of transcription using an XML authoring program.
Executive Mansion, Washington, December 23, 1863. Whom it may concern. The bearer, William Henry Craft, a corporal in Company C in the 82nd New York Volunteers, comes to me voluntarily under apprehension that he may be arrested, convicted, and punished as a deserter. And I hereby direct him to report forthwith to his regiment for duty, and, upon condition that he does this, and faithfully serves out his term, or until he shall be honorably discharged for any cause, he is fully pardoned for any supposed desertion heretofore committed. A. Lincoln.
Single proofing is performed on the document after it is transcribed, in which a staff member double-checks the transcription for accuracy. Once the document is transcribed and proofed, an editor applies Stage 2 markup to bring the history within to life. An editor inserts an element to mark the individual names within the text, William Craft, Abraham Lincoln, and the various individuals who endorse the document on the following pages, as well as any locations and institutions mentioned in the document. During Stage 3 markup, the editor identifies the handwriting in the letter as Lincoln's by using a blue font. She also differentiates between the three unique endorsements on the following pages. The annotation stage brings Lincoln's letter into sharper focus and reveals that this is a matter of life or death for William Henry Craft. The editor identifies Craft as a 22-year-old Union soldier from Connecticut who had enlisted as a private in the 82nd New York Infantry in time to fight at the First Battle of Bull Run. During the Peninsula Campaign, he was captured by the Confederates and spent nearly 4 months as a prisoner of war. After his parole, he deserted from the Union Army. The punishment for desertion, of course, could be death. Mysteriously, more than a year after deserting, Craft resurfaced at the White House and met with President Abraham Lincoln on December 23, 1863. When he emerged, Craft was carrying this letter with him, a Christmas pardon from the president in exchange for returning to his regiment and fulfilling the remainder of his service. The editor notes in Craft's biographical entry that he indeed returned to his regiment on Christmas Day and fulfilled the remainder of his term, surviving both the fate of a deserter and Confederate gunfire. After the war, he moved to Chicago with his wife and 5 children, worked as a book finisher, and died in 1911 at the age of 70. After annotation, a staff member checks the sources used in the annotation to ensure their accuracy. The editor then reviews the transcription, markup, and annotation for thoroughness and clarity before approving the document for publication. To produce a high-quality color image, an authoritative transcription, and carefully researched annotations, in other words, to accurately represent a document that tells William Craft's story for future generations, staff members took this document through a rigorous publication process. One document at a time, the papers of Abraham Lincoln will one day transform the way historians research and write about Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War era. The papers of Abraham Lincoln, a great honor and a great privilege.